Hi everyone, and welcome to Circle Time. You might notice that some things are different again. I don't have the same decorations behind me. I'm not drinking out of my same Kris Kringle Santa cup. I'm not even wearing my apron. I don't have the table in front of me with the bell and the We Wish You Well box and the dolls. That's because I'm at home today. These pictures here are telling you why I am not at the preschool where I do my work and then the other people come over to help. This is the story. This is supposed to be my daughter, Miss Naomi, and this is supposed to be her co-worker. And this co-worker found out that they were sick with coronavirus. They got sick, COVID-19. And Miss Naomi was there at the same time. So then suddenly when they found that out, they said, uh-oh, that means for the safety plan, here's what needs to happen. This friend goes home. This Miss Naomi leaves and also goes home, and they aren't going to come back to work until after quarantine. Does that make sense, that word? Quarantine. Where, since she was exposed to the COVID-19 germs, Miss Naomi is going to stay home so that she can't go somewhere else to maybe pass on those germs. So Miss Naomi came home, and when she came home, guess who was there? Me. Right? Does that make sense to you? When Miss Naomi came home, I was here. Now, Miss Naomi and her co-worker friend always wear their masks, and they always keep distance, and they've got a lot of very helpful safety plans in place. So it is unlikely that Miss Naomi got those COVID-19 germs because this friend was keeping them to herself and then stayed home when she felt sick. But it's possible, right? And so we have to be extra careful to help take care of the whole community. So Miss Naomi is home because of being in quarantine, and then I'm with her. So if I went to preschool and I was by myself doing circle time with my mask off, and I was by myself doing Zoom school with my mask off, that would be fine. Except, what about Miss Brenda, who has all her work to do at the building? And then Grandma Bonnie would come to help, and then the other Grandma Bonnie would come to help, and then Grandpa Norm would come to help, and then Grandma Vicky would come to help. And then what about Grandpa Kelvin when he comes in, or Grandpa Flurry comes in to take a break from all their outside work, or Pastor Derek has to come take his turn? And even though we all wear our masks when we're together, it's still possible for those germs to get around. And so I am not going to go do that work this week. These friends are not going to go do the work at the building this week. I'm staying home to do my work because I can. And since I can, I will. So that's why you see me here today, and that's why you do not see some of the same things. But don't worry, because I have a plan of how to do things. The same things in a different way. And the first one is this. I don't have the red bell, but I have another bell. And it might remind you of December. It's so loud that when I pick it up, I think it might start making noise. Do you hear it already? This is usually outside at my house. I put it on my door. And it makes a lot of jingle bell sounds. So I'm going to ring this for our bell. So friends, when you hear the bells, because there are so many bells, ring, it's time for circle time. When you hear the bells ring, I will start circle time. Circle time, circle time. Now it's time for circle time. So I am at home Have you ever heard people say, home is where the heart is? Home is where the heart is. People say that sometimes so that you can remember that home is anywhere when you remember the people you love. And even if you're not with them, you remember them, you feel that love in your heart. Home is where the heart is. My body works in a way that if I have my hands like this, then I can keep my fingers together and put them over my head like a pretend roof. And I keep my fingers together back down. And that's how we're going to do our breath. So here we go. We're going to breathe in and put our fingertips over our head. Breathe out to your heart. Breathe in over your head. Breathe out to your heart. One more time. And we're going to start our day. I don't have the box. Did you hear me say that before? But I have you in my heart. Kind of like preschool is where the heart is. We're together in our hearts. We are not together in the same room, and we're getting used to that. Even if you don't like it, we're used to it. It's familiar. So we know how to do this. Friends, we know we're not in the same room today. And we know that we're doing things at the same time, the same things. And that's one way of us being friends and being connected. So everybody, we wish you well. We wish you well. We wish you well. All through the day today, we wish you well. Look at the calendar. Look at this calendar. This is December 2020. Friends, I have circled 4 dates on here, and it's nothing to do with holidays. It has to do with birthdays. 4 birthdays. I'll tell you that this is today, December 15. But before it was today, it was Thursday, December 10. And that is P for Pam. Pam had her birthday. Pam had her birthday on December 10. And then it got to be December 11, 12, 13, 14. Today is December 15. Then tomorrow is December 16. And on December 17, Andrew has his birthday. He's been waiting. And then 2 days later on December 19, Rosalie has her birthday. She's been waiting. And then 1 week later, when you just hop right down, it's 1 week later, James has his birthday on December 26. So we've got some birthday singing to do. We've got 4 names to sing for happy birthday. And I get to play my home ukulele with you for it. First, it's Pam. We're going in the order of the dates. Pam, Andrew, Rosalie, James. Pam, Andrew, Rosalie, James. Pam, Andrew, Rosalie, James. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pam, Andrew, Rosalie, and James. Happy birthday to you. Oh, I'm so glad you were born. And I'm so glad you're still alive. And you are kind of matching what we're talking about today. I have a teeny tiny coffee cup, the smallest one I have for Christmas time. And there's a reason. I could call it my baby cup, my baby Christmas cup, because it's small. And there's a reason. We're talking about babies today. Did you know you used to be a baby? Maybe you have a picture of when you were a baby. Maybe you don't have a picture of when you were a baby. Do you know some people don't have pictures when they were a baby? I have one when I was a baby. That's me. I used to be a baby. I'm not a baby anymore. I'm a grown-up all the way. But that's when I used to be a baby. And I have this picture. Here's a picture from on my Christmas tree. We keep this on my Christmas tree. So it's like an ornament. That is a baby, and that is a bigger girl. This baby is Micah, my son. And this bigger girl, she was 4 years old there. That's Miss Naomi. The same Miss Naomi. And then I have one more child, Eliza, who wasn't even born yet. I knew Micah when he was a baby. And maybe you think, well, of course you did, Ms Kristin, you're his mom. But there are a lot of moms who didn't know their kids when kids were babies. Like the baby was born from someone else's body. The baby lived somewhere else and the mom was waiting over here. And the mom got to be the mom when the baby grew up to be a toddler or a preschooler or a bigger kid. That's like adoption talk. That's what we're talking about. Or sometimes a baby is born and goes and lives with the mom, and then the baby doesn't live with that mom anymore. And then there's another mom that comes, or another dad that comes, or a grandma that comes, and the baby goes and lives with them. That's what we're talking about. Maybe you live with the people now who you lived with when you were a baby. Maybe you live with somebody else now than you did when you were a baby. Families work like that. All those ways is how families work. And that's working like it's a family. Look at these people. This is supposed to be a family with a baby in the middle. And plus, used to be a baby, used to be a baby. Animal, used to be a baby, used to be a baby, is a baby. Look at these babies. These are from my Christmas tree too. They hang in there. Little bed from a Christmas tree branch. And look at 2 babies in there. And there's nothing on it that tells us anything about this. Like, were you born from the same mother? Did you come out of the same body? Are you related? Are you biological siblings? Or are you from 2 different mothers and you live together now? We don't know, but they're cute little babies. Okay, look at this baby. This baby, I think since this was made in the country of Mexico, way south, I like imagining that it was so warm that this baby did not need any extra blanket. Otherwise, that baby would have been too hot. So that baby is just warm and safe in that little bed with just their little diaper on. Look at this baby. I'm pretending that this baby, it was so cold wherever this baby was that they had to be wrapped up in a rainbow blanket and a rainbow hat. And then look, go in your little bed, baby, where you've got a soft lammy, like sheepskin, so that it's super warm. Okay, I've got one more baby to show you. This is a doll, and this doll is dressed up. Oh, look at this baby doll. It looks kind of big and very real in the movie of it. This is a preschool doll that I have here. And can you guess what I'm pretending that this baby is dressed up to be like? There's a song about it that goes, away in the manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. Look at this. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. That's supposed to be baby Jesus from the Christmas story. Some of you know that Christmas story. This yellow part is supposed to be the hay, and this was the star that hangs over. That's part of what we're talking about today. And when we think about that, and we think about those babies, it often goes along with Christmas time. So I've got some things in here to take out. Well, this I'm going to take out, save this for later. And then in here, I have some supplies for ornament time. Now, an ornament is another word for something that you'll put on your tree, right? So look what I'm going to wear for my costume, for my dress up today. It kind of matches the song that we just sang about, away in a manger, no crib for a bed, little Lord, just lay down and said, the stars in the sky, because look, I have stars and Christmas trees. So I can put this on my head. See? Little boinker, boinker, boinkers. And then we can start making our ornament. It has to do with the Christmas time, it has to do with Christmas trees, and it has to do with babies. So whatever you think about in December, if you think about baby Jesus, if you think about Santa, if you think about family, if you think about your community, if you think about the winter animals, Jesus, Santa, family, community, those all have to do with babies. Everything that's alive used to be a baby. So for today, look, I've got a little baby person shape. Or you could turn it this way. It could be a little animal shape. It's a little shape of wood, a little piece of wood, and I have a brown marker. Now on my paper was a piece of a little sticker that said, needed a cup of water. I already got that. I knew I needed a cup of water because I read about it. So I brought my cup of water. And that's because this is not a marker just for coloring with. This is a marker to paint with, which means put it in here. You will probably have markers in your life that your grown-ups, your teachers, or your grown-up parents, or your daycare providers tell you, don't put the markers in the water, don't do that. This was a special paint time marker. So you make a plan with them, okay? And that's so you can change the skin color. If I just do a little bit of this, it made a lighter skin color, see? But if I want it to be darker, I just keep doing it. Now you'd have to keep dipping in the water, Ms Kristin. Keep dipping, because if you don't dip, it doesn't really soak in, and I want it to soak it. Oh yeah, look, it's working, it's working, it's working. Look, I'm getting the skin on there. Give that baby some skin, kids. And we could hum that song again about the baby sleeping. I'm going to get the back of the head. The stars in the sky, look down where he lay. Look at this technique. Get it? Get a drip and then put it on the top of the head and let it drip down. So you could keep doing this. You could do it over the whole body. You could keep adding layers of brown to get just the skin shade you want. And then listen to this. If it is cold outside, what does a baby need? some kind of blanket, some kind of clothes, some kind of body to be held by. So look what I have. Baby, you just sit right there. Oh, baby, you're so big in the front of the movie. This is supposed to be the baby's blanket. And it's extra long. And it's extra long so that you can have an easier time wrapping up the baby. So I put it there. And then you just start wrapping. And if it starts to do this and you don't know what to do because it's falling off, just keep holding it and pull it. It's not a real baby, so you cannot hurt this one. You get to just wrap it and pull it, wrap it and pull it. And then someone can help you with this part if you need help to tuck this in. Tuck, tuck, tuck. And you've got a tiny little baby. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. And now you can let your hand be the stars. The stars in the sky look down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Do your fingers do this? When you do this with your fingers, you're giving your hand some exercise and you kind of look like a blinking star. The other thing that blinks for people, this is your clue, is if they have a tree, a Christmas tree that has lights on it. That's a tradition for some families. And the tree can blink, 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 blink with the lights. And little babies often love to look at blinking things and shiny things. So I also have a string. And I'm going to wrap it around this baby. And I'm going to tie it on the middle of the baby. Like that. And then, uh-oh, sorry, baby. Then this part can be tied again so that this can hang on my Christmas tree. And then I'm going to remember preschool today. When this hangs on my Christmas tree, I'm going to remember when we talked about babies and we talked about where we lived when we were babies. And we talked about how to take care of babies that we know if it's cold, wrap up that baby. What else do babies need? Like if they're hungry, they need to be fed. It might be from nursing, it might be from a bottle. When they get older, it might be food. Have you ever had applesauce? Applesauce is a food that lots of grown-ups eat, lots of kids eat. And it reminds me of baby food because it's soft. It's easy to swallow. For people who have a swallow reflex and they're able to swallow, the applesauce can just go down really easy and you don't need teeth to chew it. So when I think about babies eating and I think about food that's safe for babies to eat, it reminds me of applesauce. So when you eat applesauce, you can think, oh yeah, this is kind of like baby food that I could eat when I was a baby. That thing that I had before that I said I would look at later, I had 2 of these. Do you know what these are? Diapers. Some people laugh when I talk about diapers because they're like, ha ha ha, diapers, because they're thinking pee and poop. And that could be funny, right? I'll also just tell you that diapers are just helpful things for people to use when one's body doesn't stop their pee or poop from coming out. And that is true for babies. That's just how a baby's body is. And it's true for some toddlers, preschoolers, elementary age kids, teenagers, grown-ups. not only babies wear diapers. Babies do because of how their body is, and these would fit a baby. But when you get to be older and bigger and your body is still letting the pee and or the poop out without your control, then diapers in your size are available. Now, if I wanted to, I could take this baby doll and I could use these diapers on the baby doll. But if you don't have a doll, maybe you have a stuffed animal. And you could pretend that that was your baby. And you could put a diaper on a stuffed animal. Because just like our song, moose are babies. Hippos are babies. When fish first come out, they are so small. And that hair is supposed to be the hair of a person. We already know that people are babies once. So let's sing this and let's think about all of those animals being tiny little babies. And we'll sing. We fish you a hairy Christmas. We fish you a hairy Christmas. We fish you a hairy Christmas and a HIPPO New Year. Oh, sweet friends. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day today. I hope you have a wonderful time remembering your own babyhood. Knowing that you used to be a baby. Maybe you have a mirror somewhere in your house. And you can look in the mirror and you can think, I used to be a baby. I used to be a baby. Because you're not a baby anymore. You used to be a baby. And someone took care of you enough that now you got to be older, bigger. It's really sweet remembering and thinking of you having been a baby. When we do our goodbye poem today, friends, we are going to still do round and round the circle, but we're not going to say like a sun. We're going to say round and round the circle like it's hay. Like little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Just like this little Lord Jesus with that yellow hay. And so we're going to say round and round the circle like it's hay. 1 step, 2 step, now goodbye we say. Here we go. Round and round the circle like it's hay. 1 step, 2 step, now goodbye we say. Again, round and round the circle. Oh, I got it. Pause. Put your baby in there, Ms Kristin. Look. Round and round the circle like it's hay. A whisper pretending the baby's sleeping. 1 step, 2 step, now goodbye we say. Bye, little friends. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And I love you, and I'll see you